I'm Sergeant Eric Oliver from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm a combat engineer, presently posted at CFB Gagetown at the Canadian Forces School of Military Engineering.
And I'm Sapper Chris Rowan from Oakville, Ontario, and I'm a combat engineer with 2 Combat Engineer Regiment in Petawawa, Ontario. The combat engineers are responsible for making sure everybody else can move and fight on the battlefield. Without the engineers, nobody moves, nobody does anything. If you need to cross a river or a gap, the engineers have bridges. If you need to get through a minefield, we're the guys to clear it. If you need something blown up and get out of the way, they're going to call us and we're going to do that for you.
Our purpose is to make sure the infantry can do their job. So it's a very tight relationship that we especially have with the infantry.
We do breaching, and we've got heavy equipment operators, EOD operators.
You can be a paratrooper, a jumper. You can be a combat diver. You could be, a mountain ops. I'm mountain ops qualified, urban ops, close quarter combat instructor. Jump out of helicopters, you name it. It's possible for a combat engineer.
Being able to blow things up is something that everybody wants to do. We blew up an airfield the other day, which is a perfect example. The infantry went in, cleared the enemies out of there. We went in and destroyed the airfield for them. So, we all work together and we get the job done together. When you think about places like Afghanistan, the engineers are the first ones in. The infantry needs a place to live and fight from. So we go in and we build the FOBs, forward operating bases, for them. Also, when the infantry moves, we're always the first ones on the ground in front of them, clearing the way for IEDs and mines.
Whether you join the regular force or you're looking for a part-time job as a reserve engineer, you'll find that combat engineers have a major role to play here in Canada as well as in the battle space. I participated in the ice storm, the floods, and you see people, in harm's way, and you're helping to do your part to keep them from getting hurt. It's an honor to participate in domestic ops as well. And when disaster strikes overseas, we're the first team to go in. I had a tour in Haiti. I participated in many rescue operations within those first couple weeks, so we got a lot of trapped people out from underneath their houses and stuff like that, so it was an amazing experience that way. As an engineer in the forces, you're learning a variety of skills that you'll use your whole life. You'll never ever get the opportunity anywhere else to really, really know what you're made of at the end of the day, and that has no price. Combat engineering, it can show you your potential.
The best part of the job for me is definitely going to be the demolitions that we do. I absolutely love blowing things up.
I just find it amazing that we can bring all the unbelievable specializations that combat engineers offer on land underwater. It's an unbelievable capacity. I'm very lucky that I've had the opportunity to do these amazing courses and be part of elite groups that very few are.
I'd say the highlight so far has been my experiences going down to the States and working with the Americans. I did a course called the Air Assault in the States, and it was all fast roping and working with helicopters, and that was something that was by far the best thing that I've done so far. I really enjoyed that.
Let's go. Canada's combat engineers get some of the finest hands-on career instruction that you'll find anywhere in the world. After basic training, combat engineers move on to one of the Canadian Forces battle schools in Valcartier, Quebec, Meaford, Ontario, or Wainwright, Alberta to continue to develop their soldier skills.
Then it's off to Gagetown, New Brunswick, and the Canadian Forces School of Military Engineering. At Gagetown, you'll spend about 5 months learning and doing the basics of field defense construction and fortification of urban structures for defensive purposes. You'll be taught how to clear mines, how to handle and deploy explosive charges, all about unexploded ordnance disposal, and how to use tools like chainsaws and hydraulic jackhammers. You'll also learn some more advanced combat skills, how to camouflage yourself and your position, and how to defend your team and fight as a unit.
Your first posting after Gagetown will be with one of the 4 combat engineer or engineer support regiments stationed across Canada.
You'll keep learning and have the chance to specialize in different facets of the trade, including heavy equipment operation, IED clearance, water supply, combat diving, and more.
I was looking for something different. I was looking for something other than the 9 to 5. I really wanted a career that was stimulating, something that was going to be different on a day-to-day basis, and I really found that with the engineers.
Well, I was on an exercise as a reservist, and I saw these cool guys coming out of water in these cool black suits, and it looked unbelievably tactical and so smooth, and I wanted to be that guy. So I went to the recruiting center and said, "Who are these guys?" And they said, "They're combat divers." I said, "Well, I want to be one." He said, "Well, you have to become a combat engineer first." So I said, "Okay, let's do it."
I was a hockey player before I joined the military. And actually, one of the best things about playing hockey was the camaraderie, and you actually get the same thing in the military. The guys, you know, I trust my life with them, and they trust their life with me, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I have two deployments in Afghanistan. I would go back in a heartbeat. It's such an honor to being able to serve my country and to say at the end of the line, I'm doing this not because I like to fight, but because I want to protect. And it's been the greatest honor of my life.